Stop procrastinating. The four-step system that actually works. You know that feeling when you have something important to do, and instead of doing it, you reorganize your desk, scroll for 20 minutes, make another cup of coffee, and suddenly it's 11 p.m. and nothing got done? That's not laziness. That's not weakness. That's your brain doing exactly what it was designed to do. And today, I'm going to show you how to stop it permanently using 4 steps: the problem, the science, the warrior's lesson, and the daily system. Let's get into it. Before we get into, like, subscribe, and turn on notification for more videos every week. Step 1. The problem. Here's the uncomfortable truth most people don't want to hear. Procrastination is not a time management problem. You don't need another planner. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. You don't need a better to-do list app. Procrastination is an emotional regulation problem. Think about it. You don't procrastinate on things you enjoy. You don't procrastinate on watching your favorite show. You don't delay a meal you're excited about. You procrastinate on things that make you feel something uncomfortable: anxiety, self-doubt, fear of failure, fear of judgment, boredom. The task itself isn't the problem. The feeling the task triggers is the problem. And because avoiding that feeling gives you instant relief, your brain learns to keep doing it. Every time you delay, you're rewarding avoidance. You're training yourself to run. Here's what that cycle looks like. Task appears. Uncomfortable feeling rises. You avoid. Temporary relief. Guilt sets in. The task gets bigger in your mind. The feeling gets worse. The avoidance gets stronger. And over time, that cycle doesn't just steal your productivity. It steals your confidence. It makes you believe that you're someone who can't follow through. That story becomes your identity. So the first thing we need to do is stop calling it laziness and start calling it what it is: emotional avoidance. Because once you name it correctly, you can fix it correctly. Step 2. The science. Now let's talk about what's actually happening inside your brain, because this will change how you see yourself. Your brain has 2 key systems at war when you procrastinate. System 1, the limbic system. This is the ancient, emotional part of your brain. It's fast, reactive, and wired for survival and pleasure. It doesn't care about your goals. It only cares about right now. Avoid pain. Seek comfort. Stay safe. System 2, the prefrontal cortex. This is the rational, goal-oriented part of your brain. It can think ahead, make plans, delay gratification. It's the CEO of your mind, but it's also the slowest and most energy-intensive part of your brain. When you're tired, stressed, or overwhelmed, guess which system wins? The limbic system takes over every time. Now here's where it gets fascinating. Neuroscientists have found that the anticipation of a difficult task activates the same regions in the brain as physical pain. That's not a metaphor. Your brain literally processes, "I should work on that project," the same way it processes touching something hot. No wonder we avoid it. But here's the flip side, and this is the part that changes everything. Studies show that once you start a task, even for just 2 minutes, that pain signal disappears completely. The brain relaxes. The resistance drops. And something called the Zeigarnik Effect kicks in. Your brain becomes more engaged with unfinished tasks, not less. In other words, the hardest part is always the start, not the work itself. There's also the dopamine piece. Dopamine isn't released when you complete a task. It's released in anticipation of a reward. So if your brain doesn't associate starting a task with anything rewarding, it won't motivate you toward it. That's why willpower alone fails. You can't out-discipline your neurobiology. You have to work with it. And that's exactly what Step 3 teaches us. Step 3, the warrior's lesson. There's an ancient Japanese concept called kaizen, which translates to continuous small improvement. It was used after World War II to rebuild Japan's entire manufacturing industry. But its philosophy goes back even further, to the mindset of the samurai warrior. A samurai didn't prepare for battle by thinking about the entire war. He prepared by sharpening his sword. One edge, one motion, present, focused, singular. The warrior's lesson is this: small, decisive action taken now is more powerful than a perfect plan taken never. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The procrastinator is obsessed with outside conditions. I'll start when I feel ready, when things calm down, when I have more time, when I know enough. But the warrior knows, you never feel ready. Readiness is earned through action, not before it. Here's a story that might hit home. A student once asked a master sculptor, "How do you carve such a perfect lion from a block of marble?" The sculptor replied, "It's simple. I just remove everything that isn't the lion. That's what you have to do. Remove everything that isn't the work. The excuses, the conditions, the perfect moments you're waiting for. What's left is just you and the thing you need to do." The warrior doesn't wait for motivation. The warrior creates it through movement. And that brings us to the final step, the one that actually turns all of this into results. Step 4, the daily system. Knowing the problem, understanding the science, embracing the warrior mindset. None of it matters without a system. Because your brain will always find a way back to comfort without structure. Here is the daily system. For simple rules you apply every single day. Rule 1, the 2-minute launch. Whatever task you're avoiding, commit to doing it for just 2 minutes. Not finishing it. Not doing it perfectly. Just starting. Set a timer. Open the document. Write 1 sentence. Send 1 email. That's it. Remember the science. Once you start, the resistance dissolves. 2 minutes is the key that unlocks the engine. Rule 2, 1 MIT per day. MIT stands for most important task. Every morning, before you check your phone, before emails, before social media, before anything, you identify your 1 most important task for the day. Not 5. 1. And you protect the first 60 to 90 minutes of your day for that task alone. James Clear puts it this way: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. Rule 3, name the feeling, not the task. When you feel resistance, instead of writing, "I need to work on the report," write, "I feel anxious about the report because I'm afraid it won't be good enough." Name the emotion. Externalize it. Research from Dr. Matthew Lieberman at UCLA shows that labeling an emotion reduces its intensity in the brain. When you say it out loud or write it down, the emotional brain calms, and the rational brain takes back control. Rule 4, environment design over willpower. Stop relying on motivation. Start engineering your environment. Put your phone in another room during deep work. Close every browser tab except the one you need. Set up your workspace the night before. Make the right action the easy action and the distraction the hard one. Andrew Huberman calls this friction management. Increase the friction to bad habits. Decrease the friction to good ones. Let's bring it home. Procrastination isn't your personality. It's a pattern, and patterns can be broken. You now know the problem, emotional avoidance disguised as laziness. You know the science. Your brain treats hard tasks like pain, but starting removes that pain instantly. You've learned the warrior's lesson. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. And you have the daily system. 4 rules that work with your brain, not against it. Pick one of these today. Just one. The 2-minute launch. Name the feeling. Protect your morning. That's your starting point. Because the version of you who stopped procrastinating didn't wait for the right moment. They just started. Again, like and subscribe for more videos every week.